In 1408 England, before the sun rises, her work has already begun. A pale grey dawn presses against the thatched roofs of the village, and cold mist clings to the earth, as if the night refuses to loosen its grip. Inside a narrow timber cottage, a woman opens her eyes to darkness, softened only by the faint glow of dying embers. She rises quietly from a straw mattress, careful not to wake the child sleeping beside her. The earth floor chills her bare feet as she wraps herself in a coarse woolen kirtle worn smooth by years of labour. Kneeling at the hearth, she breathes life into fading ashes, feeding splinters of wood into the reluctant flame. Fire is not comfort alone. It is protection against damp air, sickness, and hunger. As sparks catch, faint light reveals smoke-darkened beams above her head. Outside, a rooster calls into the mist, breaking the silence of the sleeping fields. She lifts a wooden pail and steps into the cold morning air. Other women move along the same muddy path toward the communal well. Their conversation is low and practical, shaped by crops, animals, and uncertain weather. The rope at the well creaks as she draws water, her hands reddening from friction. Balancing the heavy pail against her hip, she walks carefully to avoid spilling a single drop. Back inside, the fire now burns steady and bright. She grinds barley with a hand quern, the stone turning in slow, circular rhythm. The sound of grinding grain fills the cottage like a steady heartbeat. Flour mixes with water to form coarse dough shaped by skilled hands. She presses the bread against a heated stone near the hearth. Children begin to stir as the smell of baking fills the air. She assigns small tasks to small hands, teaching survival through repetition. Outside, cattle low and cartwheels rattle over uneven ground. The village awakens not to leisure, but to duty. Her husband prepares tools for the open fields beyond the hedgerows. She hands him bread and watered ale before he leaves. The sun lifts slowly, revealing strips of farmland divided by custom rather than ownership. Soon she joins the fields, skirts tucked for movement. She bends to weed between rows of peas under a widening sky. Her hands are calloused, her back already aching before midday. She studies the clouds with quiet caution. Too much rain means rot, too little means hunger. By midday, she portions bread and cheese beneath open sky. Conversation turns to harvest yields and dues owed to the manor. Every measure of grain carries obligation. After eating, work resumes without pause. She gathers rushes to refresh the cottage floor. Milk set in shallow pans waits for cream to rise. She skims the cream carefully, thinking ahead to butter and cheese. A spindle turns between her fingers as she spins wool into thread. Sunlight filters through a small window, catching dust in its beam. Spinning binds warmth to winter and trade to survival. Occasionally, surplus eggs or butter will travel to a nearby market town. Salt bought there may preserve meat through colder months. Every small exchange extends security. A child coughs, drawing her attention. She prepares herbs gathered from hedgerows, guided by inherited knowledge. Physicians live far away in cities. But remedies here are shaped at home. The parish bell rings, echoing across open fields. She pauses briefly, whispering a quiet prayer. Faith offers structure where certainty does not. Afternoon winds sweep across the village, carrying the scent of earth and animals. She gathers hens into their coop before dusk settles. The goat is tethered securely against wandering. She scans the tree line, alert to unseen risks. Inside, pottage simmers slowly over the hearth. The family gathers as firelight flickers against timber walls. Wooden bowls are filled and passed from hand to hand. She listens as the day's labour is recounted. Strain shows in tired voices, but so does endurance. After supper, she scrubs trenches clean with sand. Leftover scraps are saved carefully for tomorrow's broth. Grain is measured and prepared for the next morning. There is no wasted hour in her world. She returns to spinning as night deepens outside. Wind brushes against the cottage walls. The fire softens into glowing embers. At last, she lowers herself onto the straw mattress. Her muscles ache with the record of the day. In darkness, she listens for wind, animals, and distant dogs. Tomorrow's work already waits beyond sleep. In 1408 England, her struggle never ends. Yet through her quiet persistence, the fragile thread of survival holds firm.